Welcome everybody to the Culture Shock Podcast. It's your boy Pat Bayless. I'm in the building with Steele Moo.
Let's go.
And Taya
Absolutely
today.
not. Why was he first?
Yeah, I had to say
not.
it today. I had to say it because you've been.
I don't care.
Pre-show, you've been talking a lot.
Whatever.
A lot.
You've been first the
Can't
last
nobody,
2 times.
nobody can beat me though.
I think even more than that.
As I should. Right.
What?
It's good to see your energy up, Tay. It's
Hey,
good to see your energy up. Tay looking like she had some love today. Some good love.
I like the glasses the last 2 episodes. You about to like...
Yeah, this is like my
Switch
thing
it
now. No, I don't know. We'll see. I can't find my other ones. I don't
When you
feel like
get when you get real famous, I have like the little the cardboard cutouts with them glasses on and the cutout. That should be tough.
That's funny. That's funny, Patrick. The fuck up.
All right. All right. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about. Let's get into the topic at hand. People being raised on love and people being raised based off of survival. I think all 3 of us have different stories of how we were raised. And I think
I was raised in the trenches, no?
Right. And I think we could all kind of feed off each other in that, and that's why I think this topic actually works perfect. And we could all really be transparent. I'll go with you first, Tay. Just kind of give
Ladies
people a
first.
sense, right? Give people a sense of like
I just be
your
wanting to hit
upbringing.
move.
And do you feel like it was raised off of love, or do you feel like you was raised off survival?
I think I was raised off of love because I'm a firm believer that like love wins at the end of the day. However, I feel like my circumstance kind of like all of my circumstances kind of made me like constantly live in like survival mode. I don't think I was raised to live that way, but because of the circumstances that I was like the cards I was dealt, that it just felt like, I was just in survival mode from then.
Wait, backpedal though. How do you know what survival mode is then if you are raised by love? And that, it's not like a trick question.
So let me put
but,
it so like
be a little more in depth.
the best way for me to explain it would be like the circumstances. Like, my mom had cancer when I was 3. She had a stroke when I was 12. You know what I'm saying? By the time I was 19, she almost lost her eye, went homeless. You know what I'm saying? Like my circumstances, my parents was what they was, Pops was like, alcoholic, always fucking fighting with moms, all types of shit. So like I just grew up real fast, lost a lot of people young. I got to see a lot of things young. So due to my environment and what I was exposed to, I kind of just I developed a survival mindset that I feel like even now, like I'm always worried about like especially ever since I went homeless when I was like 19 or whatever. I swore from that day on, I was like, I'll never leave where I put my head at night in the hands of somebody else. So from then on, it's just chasing like the next check, the next thing to make the next, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what it became. However, my mother was she was a very loving person and still is. Like she always taught me to just look at life from like a more loving perspective. You go through everything for a reason. Everything's meant to happen how it's going to happen. You're going to go through shit, but you're going to be Gucci every time. So.
Dang. That's kind of tough. I ain't really know you was about to go like that way.
Nah, it's perfect. That's what we want.
That's what's up, though.
Mm-hmm.
But
what about you?
You want me to go first? No, I'll go. I would just say to be honest, like, not even to say, I would say sheltered. I didn't have to, what Tay dealt with, I really didn't see. I didn't have no sickness in my family. I did lose my grandmother.
You got to pick one, though.
What? I would say of love. Well, that's what I'm getting. I would say of love. Like, I just feel like there was no real survival mode. But I started to realize as I got older, like how much my parents were in their own survival mode to make my life good. I didn't notice it. I could say like my parents, there's times in their life where they did struggle, but they always made my Christmas fire. Like anything I wanted for Christmas, they got it. If I wanted the new Xbox, had it. If I wanted a new PlayStation, had it. If I wanted the new sneakers, had it.
Right.
Like, but didn't realize how much they putting in. Like now as an adult having a kid, I realized like, oh shit, you got to always be on top of it. And they were like, my dad worked 2 jobs. My mom was going in early, like doing certain shit. And eventually they both got to a good place and a place of financial, stability and able to really do whatever they wanted. But the point was it was love. And I just recognized their survival. Like they were in straight survival mode, even though they were showing me love. They didn't show me all the shit that they were going through. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't show it. And as far as like sickness and stuff like that, I didn't have to deal with that obviously until I was older. So I would just say I was strictly to me raised off love.
Dang, that's a I guess that's like a great way to be raised as well, because even though you don't really get to see stuff, or I guess like you don't really get to feel the things that are actually going on, you get to see something different. But now as a parent, you understand like how stressful it probably was for your parents to make it seem like everything was cool for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what's up. But for me, I don't really know, but it would have to be both, in the sense of I was kind of taught how to survive, but verbally raised off of love. So my parents' actions didn't always match the words. And then also I grew up with both parents, so they both love and parent different. So definitely from my pops, I learned how to survive. And my mom always like spoke of love, and she always said she loved me every day, even to this day. So it definitely a little bit of both, but I guess the loving part to me as a parent now is like teaching your kids also how to thrive, and that never happened. So that's why it's probably more survival than anything. And my parents also had a lot of kids, you know, same as you, Tay. Like I got a lot of siblings, so it could be different circumstances that excuse me, allow you to, you know, always practice and preach love and teach it in a way that's successful. So to me, I definitely was taught how to survive, not thrive. And my parents did speak of love all the time, but it wasn't like always shown.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's a fine line. I think like you said, it's you have two different parents. You have two different, you know what I'm saying? You have two different parents that give you two different ways. And I think for me, the only thing I dealt with when it was two different ways, was
You were so serious. I'm honestly over it. Like the episode's done already.
Had to post that.
We were supposed to be serious. And then you got Moose stupid ass over here.
Listen, I can't.
Serious,
It's embedded in my head. I don't care how serious the
bro.
conversation
Get me
is.
so high.
And he did
pause
it like in parentheses, quick little pause, and just kept pushing.
But the way that it was just strictly, one was stricter than the other. So that was really the only thing I dealt with. My dad wouldn't allow me to have sleepovers. If I want to have sleepovers with all my friends, and my mom would be like, just let them do it. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's the only thing that truthfully was like this. Like I knew who to go to when you need to go to.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that was maybe the only thing I had. Tay, I want you to get into a little bit more detail. I know this is probably tough stuff to talk about.
Absolutely not. I love everything I went through.
The survival aspect of just with your mom. Did you feel like you held the most responsibility out of all your siblings, or did you feel like it was passed around?
I feel like, well, technically it was just me and my brother that was raised. Like I have a lot of siblings, but they're all mostly from my. I almost said usually. That's mad funny. They're all mostly from my pops. But I have one, my older brother Tyler. He was my direct sibling. I don't think he necessarily put a lot of responsibility on me. I think he was a young man trying to get his shit together for the sake of himself, and didn't know how to necessarily step into that role the way he had to, like very young. You know what I'm saying? Especially like my brother never even necessarily had to step in that role because my mom was real good at like playing both roles, and my dad was around, whatever. He just fucking stuck. You know the cliche story, he just fucking sucked type shit. We used to
How many
homies, but
siblings lived in the house?
Just me and my brother.
Oh, that's why you keep saying that. Okay.
Yeah, just me and my brother, because we're the only two. Well, some of them do share the same mom, but he's the only one that shares the same mom as me. So I don't think he was necessarily ready for that, and he never had to until I'd say we were in our older years when my mom's health started, like, I wouldn't necessarily take a decline. It was just like she was taking hit after hit. That's like kind of how we went homeless in the first place. Like during that time, I feel like he was didn't necessarily know what to do. He was still trying to figure out. He was already working 2 jobs. Like he was just trying to figure, life out as a grown man. You know what I'm saying? And then my mom couldn't work like indefinitely because she got like a scratch in her cornea or whatever. And then she was out for a couple weeks, and that's kind of just when like shit hit the fan. I had to drop out of school, go full time work and shit like that. But for me, it was like, I don't know. I don't mind. I feel like as the daughter, because of if you know a mother-daughter relationship, it can tend to be a little different than, a mother-son. My mom was always a little more like on my head. Like I feel like my mom raised me to be like a mom type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? She raised me to be stronger than
Are you necessarily her only daughter?
him. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I feel like in certain circumstances, if she got into a car accident or some shit, she needed to contact somebody for an emergency. She's calling me every single time. Like I was placed into that role. Back then, I used to hate it because I was like, damn, like I'm the youngest. Like why the fuck I got to deal with all this shit? Now, I'm kind of like, I wouldn't say I'm glad that I went through all the things that I went through and had to go through them the way I did. But I think it definitely shaped me to be the woman that I am now at such a young age. I see a lot of like my friends, and I love y'all to death, but there's certain things that they just don't. There's a certain way that they think that I just can't relate to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't mind that because there's certain mistakes that I just won't make. I made a lot of the mistakes that I made in life very young. Unfortunately, but also fortunately, because I'm not going to be in my 30s, 40s trying to figure certain shit out. I kind of just know now. I know how to navigate through certain things. And maybe for some people, it's like, at least in my case, I know for my kids, I would never want them to go through half the things that I went through. But I'm glad I went through it so that they didn't have to. So it's fine for me now. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to look at it from a different perspective.
Yeah, Hope did that. So hopefully you don't have to go through that. I feel
You get me so tight.
Your mom had cancer at what age? What age was you?
I was 3, 4.
So I was gonna say, how'd you comprehend that? Because I know my grandmother had it.
I don't think I comprehended it that well. I think that it affected my mom more so in the fact that I didn't, and I was always just scared to be around her because she would come home. She had a surgery. She had a tumor. She had thyroid cancer.
Okay.
And she had to have like the patches and all this shit like from the surgeries and shit. And like she would tell me that like it like broke her heart because I would go like running crying from her because like I didn't understand like what was going on. And then not too long after that, my grandmother, her adopted mother passed away, who was like helping take care of us at that time. So I don't think I necessarily dealt with that firsthand. I think the first time I really dealt with my mom's like health being like scary for me was like when she had the stroke. I was probably like 11, 12. I'll never forget it. It was October 23rd of 2011, and right around the same time as like Sandy or whatever. I remember I was waking up, I was going to junior high school. So I woke up for school, didn't really think nothing of it. And I woke up, my godmother was there, and my brother was up, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like my godmother waking me, she's like, get dressed. Like you're coming to my house. Like just relax. Just come. I'm like, what's going on? I go into my mother's room to see what's going on. It was like the first time I've ever seen my mom like incapable. Like she was just pale, like just clammy. Like she didn't look like her. And I was like, what the hell? Like, what's going on? And then come to find out she had a mini stroke from all the stress she was going through. My mom worked OD. Like, I'm talking, my mother was the type of mother, she was going to bust out 16-hour shifts 7 days in a row type shit just to get the bills. You know what I'm saying? Like, on top of all the stress that she had, like, at the time with everything else. That was when I would say it was the first time I really got to see, like, what it was like dealing with that. I never experienced, like, almost losing a parent or anything of that sort, and to deal with that so young was like, what the fuck? Like I already lost like a couple family members at that point, close ones, and then like dealing with that, it was like damn. And ever since then, I'd say the reason I'd say I lived in survival mode was because ever since that day, every time she had some crazy, it's always something absurd. Love my mother to death, but put that lady in a bubble, bro. It's always something absurd when she gets hurt or sick or some shit. Ever since then, I've kind of lived in that fear of like, okay, like at any moment, she's not as invincible as mom. I would like to think mom is. She's not as, I think she's so indestructible, and she's so strong. And that was the first time I see my mom like in my eyes crack. You know what I'm saying? Like she went right to work. Like a couple months later, she was right back into working. Same thing though. A couple months later, like a year. Yeah, and then like it was just like I wouldn't say a nonstop cycle of like things happening to her, but it definitely was like the beginning of like me realizing like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like I gotta grow the fuck up. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Damn.
I know you say you had to, it was more survival, and I know Tay said that she can't relate to certain people that go through certain things late. Do you guys, both you guys believe, and I'll start with Moo, do both of you guys believe such things as people that are spoiled? Right, they're spoiled rotten. They're loved, but they're spoiled rotten by their parents. That they sometimes go from love to survival when that spoiled action stops. Not everybody stays spoiled. You know what I'm saying? Certain people get spoiled until they're an adult, and they don't know how to do for themselves, and it stops. So, do you believe that there is a point in life where people go from this love and this everything is going good to now, shit, I'm in the middle of straight survival mode. I don't know how to do anything for myself, and now I'm starting with nothing. Do you guys think that happens more than it doesn't, or you think it's just
No, I
certain
think it happens
circumstances.
more than you actually know. And to me, more importantly, now that finances are so important, everything is so high, money is not the same anymore. So unless you come from money and your parents are gonna set you up nicely anyway and buy you your first car, your first house, your first apartment, get you in a situation where even if you don't work, they're gonna pay your bills, shit like that, then obviously you can hire people to still do things for you. But I think once you leave the house in any form or fashion or however you take that statement, then the stress is obviously 100%, or even if you live with somebody, 50% of the things that you need, do, and live in comes from you. So when you at home or when you're getting it from your parents, you could go on vacation for a month. You could work 5 or 6 jobs and understand that you still gonna have a place to sleep, save all your bread. But when you start doing things by yourself, other things start to matter. Time, the value of going out, the value of money, all those kind of things. So I think for sure once you, I don't want to say like get hit with reality, but
That's
once
that's
more responsibility gets thrown on your plate and you have to work for it, it's almost like not necessarily surviving the moment, but if you paying rent, you paying mortgages and things of that nature, that's every month. So every 20 something days, you gotta make sure that you did what you had to do 20 days prior to that, so that the next few years, next few months, you have a place to live and things of that nature. So
Right.
yeah, more responsibilities for sure will create a level of sense of urgency, and then it'll kind of spiral into just surviving. Even if you could even start out with money, if you don't know the value of that shit, then you're gonna learn real quick.
fancy.
So yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
I absolutely agree. I actually watched it happen firsthand for a girl. We're not cool or anything anymore. But at the time when we
So
was
say
friends,
her name. That's what I'm talking
Absolutely.
about.
no, absolutely not.
Ah shit.
Yeah, absolutely not.
That's why I thought you
You're a
said that
liability.
disclaimer. So
Yeah, I
you
thought
Absolutely
see,
not.
you're a liability.
They know who they are. Respectfully, I'm not that type of person. I'm not gonna do that because at the end of the day, I'm revealing somebody's business. So I'm not gonna
I
put a
was just
name to
playing.
it.
You just playing.
You just ridiculous. Anyways, I got to witness it firsthand with a friend I had a few years ago. She came from a very, very privileged life. I'm talking like anything I could go to talk to her about in the first couple months of us being friends, she like it just right over her head. Like she didn't know how to relate to none of it. She could really only be like, I'm sorry, like you going through whatever. Like she never went through any of it. And then I'm talking like this is the type of girl that told me word for word that getting like a day job was like beneath her type shit. Like
Wow.
you know what I'm saying? Like that was the type of
We don't
mindset she
love them
even
hoes.
right, like crazy shit. And then even while she was going through what she was going through, she was still thinking that it was like she had like a disagreement or something with her family, and then they kicked her out. And she went from being so privileged and like having whatever, like she didn't have to worry about nothing in her house, a little nice picket fence family, whatever. So then all of a sudden, now she got to figure out where she even about to sleep. Like now she's living off her boyfriend's couch. She ain't have no money coming in for like 3 months. Like she just went through it. I remember her just talking to me like, damn, like I don't know. Like I would tell her all the time beforehand because she would go through certain things and it would be the end of the world. And I would try to be patient with her because while I might have went through extreme things, to her, because she's never went through extreme things, to her that is extreme, whatever it was. So I was gonna treat it as such out of respect, because not the things that I went through isn't normal. That's not average. Or you don't always go through these things. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
she would be in turmoil, and instead of being like, girl, what the fuck? Like, why are you acting like that? I would try to be, patient or whatever. And then she finally went through this shit, and it was like her whole world turned upside down. And to me at the time, I was like, it was such a like I saw it as like, oh, this is just a simple fix. Like I already know all your solutions. You just gotta go do this. You gotta go rent a room somewhere. You just gotta get your feet off the ground. Like you got all the tools and the resources to go do it. Just go fucking do it. But because she never went through it, like she never had to live in that type of mode, she didn't know what her resources were. She had no idea what to do. But that's why I say I'm grateful I went through the things that I went through, because I didn't get put in a place where I was in my 20s trying to figure that out like last minute. Like
Right.
now I just know. Like I've been on my own for a while now. Like for me, it's just certain things I just know how to solve. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't capable because she never went through certain things. Now, like I feel like as far as her problem solving skills go, she's trying to figure like how to maneuver certain through certain circumstances. She's not really like capable of adapting the way she might probably want to. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
How do you guys look at like mental health in the aspect of everybody no matter wealth or not, they go through mental health problems. But people that are just coming from strictly love and haven't had a moment of survival of anything of that sort and then hit rock bottom where you say your friend was or anybody we may know, how much do you think mental health generates on that side rather than somebody who's been strictly in survival mode from pretty much when they were young? Do you think that it's just the same thing, just a different, you know what I'm saying, like a different view? Or do you feel like mental health really gets challenged more with people that are coming from wealth and love and just haven't experienced that bad moment or that the bad couple of moments that lead them down a bad road? You know what I'm saying? Like for your friend, mental health, I'm sure was affected.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
She had a
Because it
few
was
issues.
brand new to her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And somebody that's been surviving, who's been living paycheck to paycheck, stress, and it's probably another form of mental health. That's why I'm asking, like, do you guys think it's any different? You know?
I think there is a difference in the sense of like the severity, because while the person that just now is going through that, like, you know what I'm saying, that it's turmoil, you know what I'm saying, oh my god, like, it's so, I can't believe this is all happening. I understand it's very like hard, and it's gonna hit you hard, like you gonna be like, oh shit, like damn, I don't know what the fuck to do.
Right.
But I feel as though the person that's gone through it longer is the person that's more likely to experience the burnout from it. They're more likely, I feel as though, like, it's like a ticking time bomb type shit. You know what I'm saying? If they're, especially if they're not catering to their mental health during those times, because you live in a survival mode, you don't think to cater to those things. It's almost like it's just all it takes is that one incident to send you over the edge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's kind of hard because I don't want to say it's like the same struggle, but like different fight.
Right. That's
in a
what I was trying
sense.
to say.
But that's basically to me what it is, because no matter the background that you come from, how you feel, internal, external, your race, your skin color, your hair, like all that, like none of that shit matters. I think stress is very much universal, and you will feel that at some point. And it doesn't necessarily have to be all the time, but the person that is surviving is probably more of a feeling than the actual I guess like the physical ability of, like, if you really needed to survive, like you're not like building a house in the woods and
Yeah, like you're
lighting a
surviving
fire,
mentally,
that-
you know?
Mhm.
So
Right. So a lot of times I feel like in America, where we're so privileged, our struggle, our survival mode is we not taking care of ourselves. We
Right.
working 24 hours. We not getting no sleep. We'll jeopardize everything for one thing, that kind of stuff. But if I'm in a third world country and I don't have power, and every night the lights go out at 7 p.m., then definitely at 7:01 you are surviving no matter what you're doing outside. So to me, I think it's a difference, but the same fight. Like if I'm the rich person or the broke person, mental health is gonna play it, and it could be positive too. But mental health is gonna play a role in me and my decisions as an adult based off of the things that I went through prior. But I guess it is like the same struggle, different fight kind of perspective. But I don't know. That's just how I feel.
Tay brought up a good point that I think a lot of people struggle with on an everyday basis, whether old or young. I've seen older people even within family that I've known struggle with it. You brought up a good point of saying, I didn't understand that person's struggle, but I went down there to understand it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's what a lot of people don't do nowadays. A lot of people just see somebody that's privileged and just fell to rock bottom, and they're like, bro, you complaining because you don't got $20? Like,
Right.
I haven't had that forever.
like,
You know
I ain't
what I'm
had
saying?
$20
Like,
since the summer of '82.
yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? But I think what's important is that you literally are telling people, like, and it should be said, is people have to learn how to understand that even your thoughts may not be that person's thoughts. So whether it's survival or anything else, you have to you don't have to see it the way they see it, but you got to try to comprehend the way they see it in order to know how to approach them and go about them and even deal with them on your everyday life, because that's somebody you knew. So you have to deal with them on an everyday struggle,
absolutely.
everyday life. When they call you, they text you, you have to not be harsh and be like, man, just get your ass up. So why you bitching? You
Yeah,
know what I'm
type
saying?
shit.
You have to really deep down and be like, okay, like let's try to figure
Yeah.
this out, instead of just being the friend that eventually she pushes away from, or he may push away from, or
Right.
So I
Yeah,
think that that's
absolutely.
important. Do you guys think as adults, do you guys feel in more survival mode? Obviously, we all have jobs, and me and Moo have children, and you have a career that you really, you know what I'm saying, you want to take off even more immensely than what it is. Do you guys feel like you're giving the ample love to people around you while you're in the survival mode, or do you feel like that sometimes is hindering the love you're giving because you're so laser focused on surviving and taking that next step?
I think I sacrifice my ability to be able to spread love because I'm in survival mode. You know what I'm saying? I also help support my mother, and that's a grown ass woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying it like that. My mother was forced into a retirement. She fell at work, got a traumatic brain injury. She can't because she can't work the way she
Right.
shouldn't have had to have been working as hard as she. I always said I didn't like that for her.
Grown-ass
But
woman.
you know what I'm saying? But that's a different expense. People don't realize that. Like, that's having a kid is very expensive. But
Right.
now imagine your adult bills and then trying to help another adult with their bills. Those are adult fucking bills.
That's
You know
child
what I'm
support.
saying? Like,
No, I'm just kidding.
basically,
Just
you know
joking.
what I'm saying? I told her, I was like, girl, I'm definitely claiming you next year. You're crazy. Like,
Nah,
you're
do
going to be
that.
my dependent. Yeah,
For
absolutely.
sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like because of that, I spend a lot of time working. I'm working 24 hours on the clock. I work my 7 to 3. I'll get off, go do a shoot or some shit, and then go work in the city and bartend till 4 a.m. and then do it all over again. And just, because I'm in survival, I support myself.
Right.
But to me, it's worth it because for me, at least, in my family dynamic, I know I feel like I prosper more on my own than in the same environment as my family. And that's no hate to them or anything. I just do best on my own. I like to have my own rules. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like to do things my way and have things my way. That's just me. So I'm willing to make the sacrifice. However, I do see that it affects how I feel, in the sense of I feel like I miss out a lot. Like, just to go apple picking, I had to plan 2-3 weeks ago for tomorrow to take my family with me to go apple picking. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know when I'm going to have the time to do little things like that. I would love to just be able to spend time with the people around me that I love. My roommate literally will be like, bro, I miss you, bro. Like, I don't even get to see you. We live together and I never get to see her. I see her in passing. You know what I'm saying? So I will say it definitely affects my ability to show people how much I care about them. Sometimes I feel like, I know they understand I'm busy. They all say it. I know you busy. All my friends, I know you busy. Da-da. But I feel like sometimes it affects me in the sense that, like, I'm like, damn, like, I'm missing out. Like, damn, I can't. Like, if I wanted to just go to a baby shower, you got to let me know like 6 months ahead of time because I might not have that availability to go type shit. Nah, they really like, you know what I'm saying? So
Girl, book.
My birthday's next year, August 22nd. I'm letting you know.
I went out with you this year. You
Yeah, I
can't.
know.
2 years in a row is crazy, Patrick.
Wow.
You gotta pay.
It be on people.
You gotta
You know what I'm
pay.
saying?
It
Like,
be your own
you know what I'm
people.
saying? You gotta
gotta
pay. I don't know.
I
gotta
Time
pay
is
for my
money.
birthday and
Time
pay
is
for her.
money.
That's
You gotta
crazy.
pay for her to come out.
Mhm.
Right.
It's crazy.
Absolutely.
That's kind of fire.
How you gonna
Are you
defend that?
jealous you can't do it,
Nah, that's
Patrick?
not
Maybe
all.
you should be a pretty lady. I
I'm
don't know.
You gotta give me some paper. I'll go out with you
Word.
for your birthday.
Word. That shit
Shut
got me
ass.
tight. She said
Happy
2 years in a
birthday.
row
I'll
is
accept
crazy.
your cash. Yeah, that's OD.
I'll accept your cash. My birthday cash?
Yeah.
Thanks. Appreciate
You
you.
getting a lot. It's your birthday. You could afford it. Ask for the money as a gift and pay your dues.
Yeah, supposed Nah, that's females. That's how females work. Y'all go out with y'all friend for their birthday, but everybody gotta pay. Males,
Yeah.
we don't do that. We pay for
No.
like you come out with me and it's your birthday.
Wait, y'all don't pay
It's
for
free.
y'all friend?
Hell
Wait,
no.
what do you?
When y'all
First
go
of
out
all,
for your friend's birthday, y'all
if
don't
I
all
go
chip
out
in and
for-
pay?
No.
absolutely they do. First of all, I went
Does
out
your
for my
friend
birthday.
pay?
I
Does
did
the
not.
birthday girl pay?
The birthday girl.
Yeah,
Does she
see,
pay?
they make
All
the
my
birthday
friends,
girl pay.
no, they don't. All my friends do not believe in that. I went out for my birthday this year. I made sure I had money to the side because sometimes, like I
They
said,
be on some bullshit.
not even my friends. I just grew up a certain way. There was birthdays when my mother, all she could do was order me pizza for my fucking 17th birthday. You know what I'm saying?
From
Like,
where though?
I don't remember.
From Bella Roma? That shit
No,
was gang.
it was. I think it was like La Bistro or some shit. I don't even know. But like, yeah, like the trenches. You know what I'm saying?
Not the
Like,
trenches,
it was
that's
certain.
crazy.
My mom always did her absolute best to make sure I had a good
That's what it's
birthday.
about.
But you know what I'm saying? There was certain times when she ain't had it like that.
Right.
So for me now, I always make sure I have the money because even at I think my 20th birthday, I paid for myself. You know what I'm saying? But my friends and my peoples is around, if they got it, what they're paying every time. That's just what we do for each other.
Nah,
My
that's
friends
what's
is
up.
like family to me. You know what I'm saying? So
They better.
So you've had more instances where guys ask you to pay for the dinner when you go out on a date than your friends.
absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely, without a doubt, I could go out with me and Alyssa. Have been rotating the same $20 for the last like year and a half.
I ain't gonna
You know
front.
what
I
I'm
thought you was
saying?
about to say something else.
Okay, you know what?
But-
Anyways, honestly, this is supposed to be so serious, and you just play all motherfucking day.
Nah, she
Anyways,
I was about to say, where you
but-
going with this?
What do you mean by
Anyways,
that?
But you know what I'm saying? You go out with your friend, they cover your meal, and then the next time you go out, oh, I got you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, that's just how my people's is. So, like I said, they like family to me. It's
Nah,
nothing.
that's love. That's how it should be.
That ass. Like, I don't just hang out with anybody. Like, I like making new friends and shit. But, like, my people's is my people's. My circle's my circle.
Right.
Nah, I feel you.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. So would you say, how important would you say your community is? Like your friends or people that,
I thought you meant like community like quorum. I mean, like, it's not that important.
Yeah, right,
It's
I'm
not
dead.
that important.
but like your community, how important do you feel that is to your growth of getting out of that mindset? Because you do work a lot and you say you
Mhm.
work best by yourself. And there's people that work, or so you would even say in a relationship, they're better not in relationships than in relationships because they don't know how to be in one, or
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So how would you say like your community helps you kind of grow in that aspect? Is it just the people around you of realizing that time is moving? Because for me, it took losing somebody for me to really realize, all right, I gotta focus my attention not on women and on my friends. I gotta focus my attention on my family. You know what I'm saying? So was it your mom being sick that you've had this bounce back and forth look, or has it just been getting older and realizing?
I wouldn't even say that. I feel like I was more. I don't know. My mom I was really raised around like love. Like my mom was very much like very family oriented and things of that sort. So like I made sure I surrounded myself. I didn't realize this for a while, but as I was gonna say as an adult, and I know I'm the youngest here, but as I've gotten older, you old bastards. As I've gotten older, in the last like 2-3 years, I've become more grateful and more aware of the fact that I'm surrounded by so much love and so much fucking support. It's beyond me. Like when I was down mentally, I didn't see it for nothing. I was so very ungrateful. Like I just felt like none of them really gave a fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just because of certain circumstances, whatever the case might be. But now I look at it and I'm like, damn, like I didn't even realize this. I really built myself like a great support system. Everybody I practically hand fucking picked, and they're people that have been in my life for years. Even the new people now that come into my life, like Alyssa, for an example, that you would have thought we've been friends for years. I only know this girl for a year and a half.
What?
Yep. We met June 30th of like literally last
You only
year.
know me for what, a year and a half?
Exactly. And y'all like y'all my peoples. You know what I'm saying? Like I really, because
I don't
of
know you like that.
you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't like nobody that looked better than me either. So I get
Oh,
it. You know what I'm
no.
saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You little heifer over there. I know. Move.
She
Right.
said a
Cow.
heifer.
I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
It's okay.
She was the words that all
Sounds
old ass
like-
could understand.
Sounds like, yeah, I know. I gotta, sometimes you gotta come to
Heifer's
somebody's
weak.
level. You know what I'm saying?
She
That's
said a
crazy.
heifer.
Oh, bastard.
Hello.
I'm
That's
just
crazy.
saying.
So you old enough to know that song right there?
Absolutely. I know the dance and everything.
You know the G-Unit version?
Yes, I know the G-Unit. Yo, honestly,
G-Unit
I
in
don't
this
like-
bitch, right? Right? You don't know about that.
I don't remember the words at all. I
Yeah,
literally
see,
just
that's
know
the-
the chorus. I like
They
just
released
remember
that
the
shit
chorus.
at Tony Yayo
Bro, I
house.
was like-
in,
I know you're not
that the one at the
fucking.
moment?
Yeah, my son Yayo live right in Corinth.
Right in
Yeah,
Corinth,
he
they
do
released
too.
that shit.
Like right by Hudson, literally
Word,
like 10
that
minutes
ass.
away.
Yeah, that ass.
Yeah,
Now
I
we
know some hoes
dropping
used to chill.
fucking-
I don't care. Send me my cease and desist, family.
Don't do that.
What was the story that one of them told you? You're not gonna name drop who it is, but
Please.
give me
Yeah,
a
you
crazy
have to
story
leave.
at his crib. Like they told you, like was wild. Was there any? Or they never really
Nah, I
got
never
your
really.
stories?
I never really asked. I know, joints that used to go to Joe Budden pool parties and shit too. I
Word.
don't know why. I was never intrigued by stuff like that. Like,
Joe
Because
Budden
you was
pool
only
party's probably
intrigued by
crazy.
coochie. You ain't care if you wasn't getting in there. What the fuck?
nah, I just mean like, cause I fuck with Joe Budden music. I guess like since forever, but G Unit 2 like around that time early. But I never inquired like, dang, how y'all know these niggas or like how y'all.
Because you wasn't worried about that.
Nah, to me it was just fire. Like, dang it, I could cat it and they could cat it. That means like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you, it was like one of those kind of
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, so you felt like it was celebrity cat and all cat.
So
yeah,
I
like-
get it. The reason you didn't ask because Moo was like, "Oh, I'm like Joe Budden in this bitch. I'm all in her pussy, bro. I'm all in her shit."
Those are the things you should have asked though. Like, how do you even know how do you know this person? How do you get
The
it?
same way she knew you
How
throwing
many
that
celebrities
cat.
blocked
No,
you?
man.
How many celebrities?
Fuck you talking about? She was lobbing that shit to them. The same way she lobbed it to
Not the
you.
way
Yeah,
she-
even though I don't
Like,
really
what?
like this. On Twitter I got Fab, Joe
I'm
Budden,
so tired of him and his Twitter
What,
shit.
blocked you?
Ice. Yeah.
They have you
Ice?
blocked. Yo, wait.
Look,
Joe Budden. We have to.
I'm
We
still
have to go
blocked
viral for
on
this.
Joey shit.
Wow,
He
what'd
got
you
me
say?
blocked.
Joe Budden blocked you. It's so funny because more people have Joe Budden blocked than I think anybody under the sun. And for you to
So-
have Joe Budden of all people,
I could probably find it on my
No,
old
Joe
tweets.
Budden has him blocked.
yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I meant.
Oh, yeah.
That's mad funny. You're
I
really
know he must
terrible.
have said something
Yeah,
crazy.
you said some
So
dumbass
this
shit.
is back in the day. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Oh, I do got it.
What'd you say?
Make sure we
uh,
get the clip out for this too, so I can tag him.
Yeah, what'd you say? Joe Budden. This is
look,
what
this
was said.
2011. I'm talking about Joe Budden tweeting me and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But there's a
You was really on here going back and forth with Joe
Nah,
Budden.
yeah, because that's when his shit
I want
used
to know
be.
what's the tweet though.
His
that
ad
really
name used
sent
to be
you?
How
Mouse
did you make
Budden.
that a thing where you have all these celebrities that block
But
you?
look,
You're
look.
just an average nigga from
Found it.
Corn, bro.
So yeah, I'm not from Corn. Be respectful.
Excuse me, but you knew what
But-
I meant.
Yaris. So I used to follow his joint back in the day. He used to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So one day I'm actually trying to find it right now, but one day something happened and I told him I'm gonna have my son E Banger kidnap her.
Okay.
So I'm trying to find that tweet.
Yo, what?
But look, you can see like I
Hello?
used to at Yaris all the time.
Yo, you're annoying. That's why they blocked
And then
you.
that's
You're
Banger
fucking
right
annoying.
there. So I used to post Banger and Joe Budden and I'm like, listen, if XYZ, I'm gonna have my man come kidnap your bitch. So the nigga blocked me. But yeah, if you look at my Twitter, like
Wow,
shit.
he wildin'.
I think Yaris got me blocked too. Look, see? I'm still blocked from like, what is this, 2011, that's it?
You was lit in
Trey
2011. How
Songz.
you not
Trey
famous?
Songz.
Why
got
Trey
me
Songz
blocked.
blocked
You
you?
got
Cause I
A-list celebrities have
Listen,
this
I
average
used-
man blocked, bro. He's an ass.
Moo was an asshole.
But yeah, you
Literally.
see, look, I'm
Had
talking
to
to
have been.
Banger and Yaris and Joe Bud. And Joe Bud he blocked me after this. Look, this is 2011. Yo, kid, you want to block me?
Yeah, you get me so tight. Can you
So I've been blocked. But yeah, nah, it's probably mad. When I first got on Twitter, I was in that like black Twitter space.
Yeah, Black Twitter.
So-
was
yeah, that shit
different.
was a different time.
Black Twitter was
It's just
different.
funny because of how many people hate Joe Budden and have him blocked. For him to
Yeah.
have you blocked, you really have to be up there in asshole.
Yeah, nah,
you
when
know
I
what I'm
first
saying?
got on Twitter, I was kind of like, that's how I met a lot of people.
You was like viral like from that?
Yeah, I used to go viral all the
He used
time.
to wild.
And like I used to get 4,000 retweets and likes before that shit was even like cool. But I don't know if you know Hunter Moore. This might be like, I don't know.
That's all that?
Nah, Hunter Moore, the white dude that started like the revenge porn website.
Oh nah.
Yeah, I forgot the name of that shit. But Hunter Moore, he went to jail. No, like you could Google this shit. But he started like a revenge porn page. Like if you mad at these girls, you could send them pictures.
Sounds like the one with that page to me.
And he would just keep it anonymous and post it.
No.
So one time I had sent one to him, but right on Twitter, like right on the timeline.
Okay.
But I was in it, and that was my biggest hit. Like that shit had
That was my
40,000.
biggest
You
hit.
were in it.
Yeah, I was in the picture, but I had like joints in there naked.
Oh, I'm dead.
So yeah, but
Okay.
I thought you was in it.
You going to jail.
I forgot what- I think-
You going to jail.
nah, this from like 09, but I
Yeah,
forgot.
face black.
I forgot the name of the website, but he even put it up on his website. And a few years, I would say like
Them
in
girls was waiting
2012
for you to admit this.
and
Oh, yeah.
13, he went to jail for like shit like that.
Oh,
but
shit.
Word.
nah, during that time I was wild.
This was really a serious episode at first. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know. You gotta finish it
Survival
up, man.
mode to Moo getting blocked by Joe Budden
Nah,
and
Joe-
posting
I'm
bitches
blocked by
coochies.
I'm blocked by mad people on it because I really used to be
A menace, clearly.
yeah, and if you look at people that's in that black Twitter space that got a lot of followers from like Nerd the Cool Table, my son B Bills, they all follow me still. So I used to just be wilding on that.
Twitter ain't the same.
You was just a fucking troll.
Twitter is not the same.
You
Yeah,
could
before-
never. You would literally what?
Twitter's not the
Please.
same.
Yeah, and I would post anything. So I didn't really care about like the respect
It
or
was really-
boundaries.
You
Like
got
I literally would
access to
post
the internet
anything.
and lost your fucking mind.
Yeah, nah, that shit was
That's why there's a
kind of
list of
wild.
people that won't come on.
Nah, literally. That's why we got so we can't have. It's so many
You say,
guests
yo, you wanna
that
be
just
on the
won't be on
podcast?
here. Absolutely not.
Who's on it? No.
No,
Yeah,
thank
they-
you.
Yeah, nah, I heard somebody. I hit up. They was like, "Nah, you gonna make me say this and do this, and once you start telling story, I don't want you gonna name name." I'm like, "Nah, I ain't gonna."
Yes,
Like,
you
if
are. You do it every episode.
But
They
if
not
you
wrong.
give me like the, hey, don't talk about this, don't do this, I got you. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna
we do
embarrass
that
you like
pre-show
that.
Oh my God, they gotta give you that.
We gotta
Yeah,
find
yeah.
a female version
Somebody-
of Moo and have her on here.
Nah, we got it.
We
She
got
coming.
it? She coming?
I'm gonna stop y'all right.
Double
We not
Yeah,
gonna
let's
say-
shut
we
the
not gonna
fuck
say-
up.
We're not gonna say a
Double
name.
entendre.
But that's
goes-
something to look forward to. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all gonna sit right next to each other too.
Mhm,
Like it's motherfucking
besties.
casting couch post.
Okay.
Hey, yo.
We was talking about survival mode and being
Casting
raised
couch
on
like the
love.
porn joint?
They was being raised on being hoes.
Tay, you know what that is too?
I know
How
what a
you know what that
casting
is then?
Cause y'all know, come on, we all adults here. We was all watching
Yeah.
porn. Like, come on, y'all know.
That bitch said like this. I'm 5'2".
You should be like, I ain't never done nothing like this before.
They be holding their hands like
like
this.
this with the little
5'2".
cross. Hold on.
And then little tape. And then 30 seconds later, they fucking face.
Wait.
30 seconds later, their face is facing that way. And
Literally.
their ass is right up in the camera.
Oh my God! And they're
man.
like,
I ain't
"Am I
never
doing
seen
this
it.
right? Is this
my
what you
God.
You
wanted?"
don't even gotta skip them videos like that. After
Yeah, okay.
40 seconds, they just get
They
right
just
to
flip.
it.
Yeah, dead ass. It just before you, it just cuts
That
to
shit
the next
like a
scene. They turns
fucking
around,
Instagram
asshole
reel.
out, fucking butt
That
plug in
shit
their
like
ass.
just like an Instagram reel.
Yeah, nah, that shit
oh
crazy.
man, I'm fucking dead. All right, before we get out of here, let's just end this on a positive note. How do all of us? I know you don't have children yet, but how do all of us teach
Damn.
our kids? Well, I'm saying you might have an idea. How do all of us teach our kids love and family through what we've been through?
Well, I feel like a parent should go first.
To me, it's just culture is important. So especially if like my son is not 100% black, his mom is white, even though it's Italian and whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's still white. So cultures are big because they're so different. So for me, it's not necessarily just the title of being like a father or dad. It's the emphasis, I guess, like emphasizing like a black father, a black dad, and teaching him things that he has to know based off of how people are going to view him and see him and things of that nature, especially if they know me. And then legacy, you know, how you carry your last name, how people, when they see you and they talk about, oh, I know your father, are they going to say good or bad things? Or when you do something negative or positive, are they going to say, oh, that's just like your dad? So to me, it's just showing love in all options, being vulnerable, being willing to listen, and then having a plan, knowing that you could buy chains and buy things that you can insure, have life insurance, have, you know, all those kind of things that I wasn't aware of, even if my parents did, but those are things that we didn't talk about at a young age. So just kind of putting a lot of the responsibility through love, but more importantly, just letting your child know that you don't just get to do XYZ. You got to work for XYZ, and then you get to bear fruit from the sense of, you know, the things that you get to enjoy. But, you know, to me, it would be all of those things, but definitely legacy and culture is super important.
I'll go before Tay because Tay wanted us to go first. I would say the same thing. I would definitely say legacy is huge. Commitment level. Even though you're a parent and you're supposed to do this, doesn't mean you will do it. And I think a commitment level as a parent is extremely important. I think parents just or people automatically assume because you had a child, now they're gonna take care of it or they're gonna do it. That doesn't happen. Not all the time. It doesn't happen. So I think commitment to your child, and your child will see the commitment. And obviously, as they get older, you know, like Rio gone through things. Like for me, the commitment to my child personally, every time I see him, the energy, he just feels it. And he could just see me just come out of nowhere. He just feels it because he knows how much energy, how much love I put into it. So the love I'm giving him is all my commitment, and I'm trying to leave whatever I have behind. Obviously, we have to deal with our own personal issues and stuff like that, so you do that. But I think your child seeing you persevere, your child seeing you teach them things, your child seeing you put the effort in putting them to bed and having a routine, and knowing it's 8:30, go to bed, give me this, give me that, and that's it. Even your child, when you speak to them in a tone, when they acting up and they going crazy, you speak to them in a tone. All those things to me helps lead them into a guideline of where they should go. Now, as an adult, we all do things that our parents wouldn't want us to do. It just happens. We all go through that trials and tribulations, but we've all been given a guideline by our parents and what they've shown us. And for me, it's all about showing my son, here's the guideline, here's the book that my dad has passed on to me. And let me try to give it 10 times more that I can. And now, when you have a child, you give it 10 times more. And whether it's survival or love, just make sure you give it 100% your all.
Yeah, commitment is big for sure.
100%. Yeah, I know I'm not seated up or nothing. Nah, yeah, I don't know kids. But I believe that you raise your kids in an environment that of pure love, then they won't stress so much about living in survival mode. Because like I said, I feel as though, at least in my case, love wins. And that's what I was raised on. So no matter what I'm going through, what struggles I'm facing, as long as I'm living a life with great intention and just being as kind and as caring and as loving as I can be to anybody around me, how can I lose? You know what I'm saying? Even if I don't have every single thing that I might want, I still have that. You know what I mean? I feel like if like I said, if I was a parent, and I'm obviously not, but if I was, I don't know, I feel like I'd be extremely patient with my child. I'd be being consistent with them, always making sure I'm showing up for them. I feel like boys especially need that because they don't tend to always get that from like their fathers and stuff. And I feel like I don't feel like that's necessarily I feel like you can teach a man to be a man without hindering their manhood by making them soft, because you're showing them how to love. That's why most men don't know how to love or know how to accept being loved. You know what I'm saying? So you can teach them how to love and love them and be soft with them without, you're their parents at the end of the day. You're supposed to protect them. You're supposed to nurture them and things of that sort. So making sure that you're always doing that. They didn't ask to be here. I take kids very seriously. They didn't ask to be here. They didn't choose. They're the purest things on this earth. And they are sponges. From the minute they enter this earth, they're sponges. So however they grow up, a lot of the times they are just no more than mere reflections of how you raised them. I might mess up. I may make a lot of mistakes or do things that might go against what my mother raised me to do. But at the end of the day, I carry myself with nothing but love to everybody at all times. I don't have no hate in my heart. So my mom literally would tell us, you can't say that word. We was not allowed to say hate. She'd be like, take that back. You don't hate anybody. Wow. Absolutely not. You are not allowed to say that in my house. And it should be like that, because no matter what you're facing, if you're a loving individual and you're putting out nothing but good and positive, at some point it's gonna circle back to you. It might not in that moment, but it's gonna circle back to you at some point. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like just being consistent, being nurturing, creating a safe space for them to be themselves and to express themselves, teaching them their emotions and how to be emotionally aware, things of that sort. I feel like that's very, very important.
Love that. I love that. And with that being said,
yeah, that was a great response for a non-parent. I'm not going front.
Yeah, no, that was.
Take it serious.
And with that being said, I think a lot of people can really feed off this episode and really learn a lot. And like Moo just said, that was insightful for somebody that's not even a parent. So whoever, whenever you do have children, they'll be blessed to have you.
Somebody
better
go
be the center of my world.
And then they'll have to probably run and get you food like we always got
Absolutely.
to. But with that being said, this is another episode of the Culture Shock Podcast. We out of here, baby.